are live. Well, this is pre-tape, but for you guys, when you see this, will be live. Welcome to the debut episode of the Outta Bounds Podcast. I go by the name of Liddell the Fashionista. Yes, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. I go by the name of Liddell the Fashionista, manager editor of True Culture Magazine, and alongside me is.
Donovan Wilkins. I'm also known by Donnie. I hate being called Donovan.
Cause does it remind you of Donovan McNabb or something?
Yeah, I had a social history teacher who was a huge fan of the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he would always call me out because of the rivalry between the Steelers and the Eagles. And every chance he get, he just brag on me, and it's absolutely the worst. But he was also into crazy horses, so I don't know what to make of that. But yeah, I absolutely hated the name.
Okay, well, for those of you guys that do not know, Donovan, tell them where you from, bro.
From the hometown of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, home of the best sports teams.
I don't know about the best. Some of y'all teams kind of underachieve a bit.
We don't talk about the Flyers right now. They're non-existent.
Nah, man, but you got a lot of overpaid athletes in Philly. A lot of overpaid
Who's
athletes.
overpaid?
Bryce Harper.
Bryce Harper. If anything, he's underpaid.
I mean, maybe it's just me, but I expected more from Bryce. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, he's still like an all-star caliber player, but
Oh,
I
last season, yeah.
I personally expected more from Carson Wentz, who y'all just let go. You know,
W- We
he
don't speak
overpaid.
his name.
You're not gonna speak his name.
we don't speak his name.
And I'm not so sure if he's overpaid at this point, but he's definitely overrated, and that's Ben Simmons.
Absolutely, I got to agree with you on that. I was riding the Ben Simmons high and all the effects that came with the trying it and stuff like that, but now I'm coming down and I'm seeing he's got to go. He's just got to go.
All right, now before we get into things like what do you think about last night's NBA games? Like, there's been like a lot of high scoring games last night.
I believe, and it's been like this since the bubble, but teams are just scoring 140 points daily. I know the Bucks back in October they outscored, I believe it was Celtics. It was like 89 to 140. But I think that comes with shooting more, the mid range, the 3-point shot. Now everybody can hit from the logo. LeBron James out here pulling up from the logo. Before it just used to be Trey Young and Stephen Curry, but I mean we have yet to see Ben Simmons do it, but anybody can do it.
I mean, and Ben Simmons, like we spoke about this off camera. Oh, yeah, we spoke about this off camera. But what do you think about Ben Simmons as your starting point guard right now in Philly?
At this particular moment in time, I think he is the best with what we have right now. Oh, there we go.
Okay, okay, okay. We gotta do this intro over, ladies and gentlemen, because for those of you, we are a big three. Okay, I consider us to be like a big three. You know, I could be either KD or James Harden, doesn't matter.
Wait until
But
you hear this,
no,
Noel.
but no, but no is definitely our Kyrie Irving.
You already know I'm Kyrie.
I
Third
I
eye,
thought for
bro.
sure you was going to be on Instagram Live instead of this podcast right now.
Yo, third eye is always on. Come on.
That's definitely our Kyrie Irving. He's basically the point guard of this podcast. You know, so basically like he runs the point on things. So before we go any further on our Ben Simmons discussion, we're gonna allow Noel to introduce himself to the people.
Hello, everybody. Kyrie, I'm Noah Austin. Oh, my bad. See, I'm living the Kyrie. I'm already living it.
You're
But
definitely our Kyrie.
hey, man. But my name is Noah Austin. Um, I'm just glad to be here. I talk my shit about sports, politics, anything. It's always unfiltered. It's always real. That's it. Y'all gonna know. Y'all gonna know. What we got like an hour, 45. Y'all gonna know after episode 1.
For
I'll
sure.
be your big. You'll probably be my biggest fan or my biggest hater. One of the two. There's no in between.
And you know what? We'll take either or as long as you guys do these 3 things: like, share, and subscribe. Okay? Because we got a great,
Absolutely.
exactly, we got a great first episode for you guys. We're gonna delve into a lot of topics. One of the first topics, gentlemen, that I wanted to dive into. We'll get to Ben Simmons' topic once we get down to the 2 minute drill. We'll
Philadelphia.
revisit that.
Oh my God.
Here we go with this.
We'll revisit
Here we
that.
go with this. What we do now.
I just got here already talking about Philly. Anyways.
Hey,
Okay.
Donovan, like he's like our Philly fanatic, so he's always gonna overhype his athletes.
You should have heard what Liddell said earlier today, talking about Bryce Harper is overpaid, man.
I mean, hold on.
Oh God.
I'm taking Acuna Jr. before I'm taking Bryce Harper. So
Okay, understandable.
like
That's a good choice.
Bryce Harper is
better player.
he's more of a Bryce Harper is a white Odell Beckham of baseball. There you go. White Odell Beckham of baseball. I am not. What is his batting average? Like, I'm just saying. He does a hair flip, and that makes ESPN before like a catch or a home run. So
To me, that's what he's known for. He's known for the hair flips and the wild eye black.
okay,
Yeah, he's known for being that cool guy that everybody wants to like be friends with.
So
or something
Odell
like that.
Beckham Jr. Hence I'm telling
Yeah,
you,
absolutely.
the third eye's open, guys. I'm already I'm telling you.
I know it's early in the season, but 7 games in, Bryce Harper's batting 238.
That's not bad.
He has 0 home runs and only 2
Oh.
RBIs in 7 games.
238.
Yeah, that's a slow start. But he also started slow last season though.
To me,
Yeah.
that kind of sounds like an overpaid player. But we're not gonna go any more further on like overpaid Philly players.
Okay. Can be
One thing that I definitely want to discuss is pay in regards to our female athletes.
Ooh.
So our first topic for today, guys, is do female athletes deserve equal pay to basically it's like towards like their male counterparts? Like should they be like on the same pay scale? What do you guys think?
Ooh. I mean, for me, I'm a run point, guys. Kyrie Irving.
Good.
But I think it depends. When you look at the women's U.S. national soccer team, they need the bag. They have won how many World Cups? How many have the men won?
0.
How many? No. Actually, how many has the men haven't even qualified for the World Cup or the Olympics in the past? How many?
Yeah, they just lost.
They just lost what, like a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
The women go all the way and get the chip and come back. They need the bag. They need it. At least my thing is take the men's salary, give it to the women's team, let them switch salaries. Maybe the men will actually win something. That's how I feel. Because the women deserve it. But when you go to the WNBA, the WNBA is different. Just because.
Okay, hold on. Before we get to that though, consider the female game, like the women's national team is okay. Well, Donovan, come back in when you get a chance, bro. Like basically like the women's national team, right? Would you agree that there's less competition in the women's game compared to the men's game?
Women, WNBA,
No, in terms of soccer.
in terms of soccer, I think the competition. You're trying to trip. You're trying to give me something. The women's competition, I've watched the games. If we're comparing to men's, it's not on the same level. It's not far off, but it's just not there. But the games are still exciting to watch. I think that's the difference here. We can't compare who skill-wise, who's better than who. There's a lot of women who are skilled and a lot of bench players over in the Europa League in Europe. But it's like is it entertaining enough for me to watch? I've watched growing up the U.S. women's team play for the World Cups, for the Olympics, and they're entertaining games. Now the men barely qualify, barely win anything. When was the last time they even qualified to go anywhere? It's not entertaining. Like, it comes down to entertainment at that point, because that's all sports is entertainment. So if it's entertaining, they deserve to get paid. That's all I have to say.
What do you guys say, Donovan?
I agree with what you said in the beginning. I agree with what you said at the middle, but towards your last statement, I don't believe that they should be paid based on their entertainment.
Oh, this is interesting. This is juicy, guys. I need to hear it.
Overall, yes, women's sports do have its moments, just like any other sport has its moments, but they do not bring in the same revenue as men's sports. So therefore, they should not be paid the same. Now, the NCAA men's basketball, I believe last year they brought in $918 million compared to the women's who brought in under $50 million, I believe. And that's in ticket and sales revenue and taking in trailers and media and all that stuff. So for the contrast to be, should they get paid more? No, they don't bring in that amount of money to be paid that much. They just don't. Like you said, the women's soccer team, absolutely, 100%, they deserve to be paid. But in terms of all other sports and programs and stuff, no, their sales just don't reflect what they should be paid.
So would you say it could be case by case? Like that was my initial point. It's
Right,
case
yeah.
by case. Like the women's national soccer team, they deserve all the money, all the endorsements that they get because they win championships.
Right.
And it's entertaining, and a lot of Americans watch them play. WNBA, again, totally different. Because, again, here you go. It's like, how much money are they bringing in? The NFL pays the players based on how much they bring in. Same with the NBA. The NCAA should pay their athletes, but they don't. Another conversation. But in certain sports, it matters. And in women's basketball, your marketability, people watching it and paying money matters. But I think for me now, Kobe, before he passed, was going to be that icon to make he already made that shit. By just wearing the hoodie and taking his daughter to the games, to the Laker games, to the WNBA, having players in the league wear the hoodie, that is the marketability that the WNBA needs. And I feel like not right now, but in a couple years, they probably will get to the point where they do get paid the amount they're supposed to get paid. Because of all marketability. At the end of the day, that's all it is.
Okay, what do you guys think is holding? Well, before we get to that, like, did you guys watch the NCAA tournament?
For sure, UCLA lost, but we're not gonna talk about it.
I'm not talking about the men's tournament. I'm talking about the women's tournament.
I watched it because of Paige fuckers.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I believe everybody did.
I'm glad you mentioned her because I personally believe that Paige Beckers have next. I think she can literally be the female face that could basically launch women's basketball. She's that good. She's that good to me.
Man, dog, I was watching her highlight tapes in high school. She was playing like a dude. Like she was crossing. I remember watching her high school highlights all the way through, and I was like, "This. I would watch this." And that's the thing. The WNBA needs players. If they can't dunk, cool. We all know that. What
Should
else
they
can
lower
they
the rim
do?
though?
Should they? Hey,
I know Shaq mentioned this, but Candace Parker shut him down. I
because
personally think that they should lower the rim. That's just me.
Lower the no. Come on, man.
I mean, think about it. Softball fields are significant, not significant, but they're smaller than baseball fields. So is it really bad to lower the rim to where women can actually play basketball and dunk it if they want to, have a dunk contest? Is it really that bad? Because if it is, okay, cool. But then change the softball fields to a regular baseball field. None of those girls are going to hit a home run. If it's 400 yards, maybe some, but they're not hitting home runs as much as they used to.
I think for if we were to lower the WNBA's rim, I think that would take away from the entertainment side of it. If you want people to watch it, I feel like that would be a handicap. You get what I'm saying? Like,
So is a softball field being smaller a handicap to women playing softball?
but here's the thing: nobody watches women's softball. They don't have a national.
Not too many people. Well, the Raiders went up in the bubble last season for the WNBA, but not too many people are watching women's sports. Basketball. So like me personally, I watched the female tournament because obviously my team Duke, the Blue Devils, they didn't make the tournament. So like no Duke, I'm not watching it. You know what I'm saying? I did catch some games like Jalen Suggs, the game against UCLA, which I think was the best game of the tournament. But the female tournament from like the opening round on had like some great matchups.
No, go ahead.
And I personally believe that, I personally feel that we have two options. One of them might be, well, I guess you could say both of them might seem to be degrading, but I think you got to put business ahead of feelings here. You can either lower the rim.
Okay, I can understand that.
You can either lower the rim, which will make the game more entertaining, because like, don't get it twisted. Like the women's game, like the fundamentals are on point. The fundamentals are on point, but there's not enough one-on-one ball in the women's game compared to the men's. Everybody basically plays team ball. And also, like, the fast breaks, like, I'm not sure you guys know, but the fast breaks in the women's games look terrible. Like, they don't really know how to finish at the rim.
He said they just look terrible. They look pitiful. They look pitiful, guys.
Like, I'm not
I'm seeing some of these layups, and I'm like, damn, man. Like, I don't play basketball that good, but I could definitely.
Okay, you say that, but Paige gonna break your ankles. Okay,
oh yeah, for sure, 100%. 100%.
Don't get it twisted. Them girls can ball, bro.
I had to do a keyboard warrior moment.
They can still hoop. They can still hoop.
She could definitely do that, but the game, like Paige Beckers right now, her and I say Haley Van Lith, and I guess Caitlin Clark as well, the freshman from Iowa. Like, those are three stars in the making right there. Those three could literally be top 3 in their draft class for the WNBA.
Easy.
Paige is
going number 1
4 years. But I think in the meantime, the NCAA and the WNBA could help themselves by, making the game, more entertaining to watch. Because why do people watch NBA games? Because, for one, they're going to see some great, one-on-one play, whether it's like Dame Lillard, Steph Curry, Trae Young, Zach LaVine, Giannis, LeBron, he's hurt right now, AD. I want to say Ben Simmons, but I can't.
Jesus.
Those type of dudes, they're going to give you a show, James Harden, fun player to watch. KD, fun player to watch. The women's game, like, there's not too many Paige Becker, there's not too many Caitlin Clark, so you have to make the game, more visually appealing to the consumers.
I think the
WNBA watch their product.
I think the WNBA, just like the NBA, they're still gonna be team ball, but they have to adopt the individuality of these women. Like when Paige comes into the league, I don't want her to just keep passing the ball. Bro, call her ISO, make her break her ankles, and take the layup or take a jumper and take a 3. It needs to be individualistic. It needs to have character. I remember turning on LA Sports game. They just passed the ball around, which is fundamentally good basketball. But if I wanted to see that, I would just go watch my little cousin play at the YMCA because that's what they do. That's what they teach about it. We're talking about grown women that have individual abilities that make them unique. You have to highlight that. Why do we watch the NBA? Because we know Damian Lillard is going to dribble, step back, call an ISO, and bang down a three over Paul George in a game winner. We want to see that. Kyrie's going to call an ISO, maybe break somebody's ankles, and make the most impossible shot possible. That's individuality. That's uniqueness. The WNBA has to adopt that for them to move over and get the ratings that they need. At least if you want to get men's ratings, you have to have something for us to watch.
Yeah.
It's plain and simple. It is what it is. No one wants to see 5 women just passing the ball around for an open shot and maybe making a layup.
Yeah, you want me to tune in? Give me something to tune into.
But the finishing is just so dreadful. Like, my God, man. Like, even like the national championship game with Arizona and Stanford. Like, granted, like I forgot the young lady's name. But I believe she's like a point guard, shooting guard for Arizona, right? Like, she had like an open, like one of her teammates was open, right, on the wings, on the corners, and she just chucked up like a shot that had no chance of going in. It was like, God damn, like not only do the finishing needs to be better, but you know,
like Jesus.
Like you know, like where's the court vision in that situation? You know what I'm saying?
But see, that's team basketball. Now, if she's a point guard, shooting guard that has handles, and the coach gives her the green light to call an ISO, you can break down the defender to get a shot. That's a different game. That's the thing. It needs to be individualistic, and unique to these players and their abilities. If you have girls like Paige that can dribble and is a dribble god, let her do what she do. I'm gonna watch that. If she can break down a defender and step back like Steph and make a three, I'm watching that. I'm not watching 5 women pass the ball around and like Liddell said, damn, you just not gonna make that shot, bro? Like, come on.
And her name is Arian McDonald. Just to clear, her name is Arian McDonald.
Okay.
So let me give her you know.
I'm gonna give her.
She had a great tournament. Like she averaged like over 20 points per game, like during like the Final Four. So she's very talented.
It was just that one shot that took Liddell over. Like, nope, I'm gonna turn it off. That one, she's like, she can drop 30, but it was that shot. He's like, nah, I'm good.
Not just that, but she had like a wide open teammate. It's like, come on. Like,
she was double teamed, wide open teammate. Let me take that 3 real quick.
But hey, like. I admire the confidence because if it was Ben Simmons in that situation, we already know he ain't taking that shot.
We dogging Ben Simmons if you try to do that right now. I'm telling you right now, we are dogging Ben Simmons if he take that shot. He's not here.
Yeah.
So Ian McDonald, I'll give you credit for that. Like you took the shot. Ben Simmons wouldn't do that, so I'll give you credit for that.
Lonzo Ball maybe not. Probably wouldn't do that, but that's a whole other.
Yeah, let's direct the hate. All right, let's direct the hate.
Yeah, we talking about people that crumble under pressure. I got a list of a few.
But for real though, I really think that the women's game had 1 or 2 options. They could either lower the rim, or they could. Well, this is not in the NCAA's case, but the WNBA's case, like market the sex appeal of some of like the.
Okay. All right.
That gotta be a tech. That gotta be a tech. No. That gotta be a tech.
That's one.
Okay. All right.
That's the first, man. I make the rules. That's the first one. I'm sorry.
Okay. So tell me why do y'all disagree with that?
Because like it's 2021. We understand. Like even in the WNBA, I have homegirls. We'll watch the game. Kelly Oubre comes on. Oh my God, he's cute. Oh my God, with the whoop. It's different for men and women. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Niggas are weird. We saw what happened to Tia Cooper, where people found out who she was, and she could play ball. Her comments were weird. That's weird, bro. Weirdos were under her comments. It's different. So my thing is, if you talk to any female hooper, not even, my bad, woman hooper, any woman hooper, and you bring up their sex appeal first before their skill.
Oh no, we're not gonna bring up that first. But
He said that's like the second thing.
But what is the biggest misconception about the WNBA or women's basketball period?
I don't know. I mean, there's some fine NBA players. I'm just letting you know right now. So
the biggest misconception is, and by the way, nothing wrong with. I don't want to offend nobody. Nothing wrong with this.
Jesus.
He's gonna get us canceled.
He was the first episode. God, we just started.
Hey, what's the name of the show, guys? Out of Bounds, right? So
yeah, that is true.
We gotta take it there, right?
You better toe tap like OBJ.
Tiptoeing in my Jordans.
Alright, I'm gonna try to. But the biggest misconception is that the WNBA feel like a bunch of like studs, females.
That's softball. That's softball. That is a fact.
Okay, that's why I'm going with that. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with that. By the way, but I'm just saying, like,
there's nothing.
That's like the biggest misconception, especially when I'll be like in like on Reddit or like Facebook groups. I'll be like, yo, why don't you guys check out the WNBA? Like, well, I don't want to watch like a bunch of like studs just like like slapping high fives and chest bumping like men.
Don't I have a timeout for you guys because okay. I've watched WNBA games before because I just like sports. And I follow League Fits, and I follow Slam Basketball on IG, and they started doing women fits. I'm not gonna hold you. There's some really attractive WNBA players. Tia Cooper's one of them. I think her name
is another.
Skylar
Diggins-Smith.
Skylar Diggins, Drake.
Wait, hold on. Skylar Diggins-Smith had Drake going to Notre Dame games.
Bro, Drake was wearing a Notre Dame jersey at the championship. Like, hey, man, like, we OVO in Notre Dame right now.
There were some former WNBA players, like Candace Parker comes to mind.
Candace Parker's yeah,
she's another one.
So the idea that the WNBA is filled of women that are like unattractive to other men's standards is false. It's just false. Like if you act, that just shows that you really don't watch it. Because if you say, "Oh, it's nothing but ugly girls," you really don't watch it then. Because if you did, you would know who Tia Cooper was before her TikTok went up. Like,
whoa. This is the first time I'm hearing that she had a TikTok, but
oh my god!
I've heard.
You said Tia Cooper, sir. Okay, so T-E-A LA Sparks. You said
LA Sparks.
Oh, that didn't even hurt.
Let me go cop a jersey right now.
Like, maybe Sparks ain't bad. Maybe they're not bad right now. Maybe
right.
Not bad.
And by the way, I'm just speaking in terms of like casuals. Like me, like I watched the WNBA.
Yeah, 100%.
Since 1997, like Teresa Witherspoon was my favorite player of all time, female in the women's game. My favorite player. She played for the New York Liberty. Like she was kind of like my female Allen Iverson, so to speak. Even though she wasn't the type of player that AI was, like she was more like a defensive first player. But I'm mostly speaking for those that refuse to give the WNBA a chance.
Right. Okay.
We live in America, guys. Like sex sells.
Yeah, we can't deny that. Yeah, you are.
Yes, we can't deny.
And it's not like they're not doing it on Instagram already.
See,
that
this
is true.
Just a really
Wait, so what you want them to do? A car wash?
It's a really toxic masculine conversation. It's toxic. No, okay, let me stop. I mean, yes, there's attractive WNBA players, attractive women that play in the WNBA, but to me, that shouldn't be the focal point. Like you said, sex does sell. Sadly, sex does sell. That's just the bottom line. But I feel like the WNBA wants it to be more than that because women that watch the NBA aren't watching it for sex appeal. There's women that actually enjoy watching the NBA. You have few that don't really watch it. Oh, I know Steph Curry. I know Kelly Bridges. I know Devin Booker because Kendall Jenner. Then there's that. But I feel like the WNBA does not want that to be the only thing that is because at that point you might as well have them playing ball in bikinis. If we just watching for sex appeal, I'm watching to see women who, because I've seen women who in high school. When I was in high school, shout out to Faith Arthur. She was a baller. I think she plays at University of North Georgia. She was a baller. She was dropping 22 on girls, 25, 20, a hooper, not a hooper. So women can hoop. You gotta give them that credit. Because you go to D1, them girls at Duke, they may be women, but they will still cross you. Just because you on Twitter in your mom's crib, you think you can beat Tia Cooper? You think you taking Paige? They break your ankles, bro. That's it. So give them their credit.
For sure.
Before the sexuality.
All right, so first, let's answer the question. So, do female athletes deserve, equal pay towards their male counterparts? Whether it's soccer, basketball, whatever the case may be, do they deserve
I think with Noel said earlier, I think it's a case by case. Yes, for the women's soccer team, national soccer team. No, for the WNBA. They don't make enough money to support that. That's it.
Yeah, like I said earlier, case by case. The WNBA is a special case. Women's soccer, there's no argument.
No debate.
There's no debate. They need the money. They don't need the money. They deserve that bag. The amount of championships they've won, world championships, World Cups, they deserve it. That's not a question. But the WNBA is going to be a minute. That's all I have to say. It's going to be a minute.
I mean, it's still a young league. They're still young. All right, well, I'm going to try not to be long-winded in answering this question. I'm just going to say, basically, if the numbers show that they deserve it, they should get it. I'm all about facts over feelings. So if the numbers support the fact that, all right, they deserve more pay, then yes. That goes for soccer and basketball.
Right.
I think the numbers are going to go up because I think just a segue into one other thing is they just unveiled their 2 new city jerseys and like legendary jerseys for like their 25th year anniversary for the WNBA. I'm not going to lie to you.
I might have to cop.
I'm buying one. I'm buying an Atlanta Dream jersey. It's hard. But see, just like I was on Twitter looking at it, and there was men like, these are hard. Like, these are nice. I might actually watch. That's what I'm saying. It needs to be something unique. They look better than half the NBA cities.
Yeah, a lot of people on the Bleacher Report comments are saying these look better than the NBA jerseys.
The Miami Heat ones are garbage. Why are they yellow? Why are they black and yellow?
Who really like those?
They look like the Pacers. Evil cousins. That's what they do.
Okay. I see what you mean by that.
But the numbers are coming in. Just all for the WNBA players listening, I'm rooting for you. I got my Atlanta Dream jersey coming in the mail. I got y'all.
We all absolutely support you guys.
Just for Liddell, you have to make a shot. That's it.
Yeah.
You have to make the shot. That's it.
It's all my lady ballers out there. The Paige Beckers, the Haley Van List, the Cameron Brinks, the Dee Richards, the Dejanay. I'm just calling you Dejanay. I don't want to fuck up your last name.
Right.
All my female ballers out there, I support you guys. I'm basically speaking for the casuals. Because I'm in these messenger boards. I hear what they're saying, and I'm just trying to offer my solutions. That's all. But regardless, you guys got my support. So, fellas, we basically went 34 minutes. So I'll say we take a little brief 30-second intermission, and then once we come back, we're going to discuss the DeShaun Watson allegations.
Oh my God!
Got it.
Should the NFL step in on this, or should we just let the court handle it?
NFL ain't stepping nowhere near that.
Roger Goodell is nowhere near that.
Right.
That's all I got.
And is there a double standard when it comes down to black athletes? We will discuss all this when we come back.
The third eye's about to
right
be
here
open, guys.
On the Outta Bounds Podcast.
Third eye's open.
Okay. Let's make sure I got the right. All right, yes. Now, no, this was a topic that you brought to us, you know,
Mhm.
in relation to the DeShaun Watson allegations. Now, me, I don't want to be Mr. Tinfoil Hat Man, no, be Mr. Conspiracy Theorist,
Mhm.
but something ain't right about this situation. But before I delve into my conspiracy about it, how about you tell people, basically what they need to know about this whole Deshaun Watson case, how it came about, and
Okay.
all the reports.
Okay. So the Deshaun Watson case happened after a few weeks after he asked the Texans to be traded. There's been talks even after the season, after the last game. People knew he was leaving, and so you heard reports that he's about to leave. He's asking for a trade. They're talking about the Jets, my team, trying to take them, bring him in. A lot of teams wanting his services. And then a couple weeks after that, there was an allegation of sexual assault by a masseuse in Houston. It was only one masseuse at the time. Everyone was like, okay, let's see the facts. Then one turned to two turned to four turned to eight, and now we're sitting at
Really?
22.
Yeah, we're at 22
But now
now.
we're sitting at 22
Come on,
sexual
man.
assault allegations against Deshaun Watson from masseuses in Houston. I don't know for sure, but I know majority of them were from like masseuses in the Houston, Texas area. We don't know any names. We know. I think one woman said that he tried to force her to touch his, what I'm saying, private area during the massage. That was a reoccurring, like, I guess, accusation that he's done, or just sexual misconduct. And so that's what's been swirling right now. And there's more accusation. There's more women coming forward. And I know Deshaun Watson's lawyer about 2 days ago or 3 days ago just asked the court for the women to come
Right.
forward with their names. So, right now that's all we know. Deshaun Watson has not said anything. His lawyer's been doing all the talking, and as of right now, that's really all we know. It's just there's 22 victims, accusations against Deshaun Watson. He's been let go by the Texans. He's a free agent. And yeah, that's really all we know about him right now.
Wait, time out. He's a free agent?
The Texans released him.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they released him like weeks ago.
I thought he was still under contract.
No, they part ways or they release. I remember seeing somewhere he was
Hold
either
on, let me
released
verify that.
or they part. Yeah, please verify because I saw it somewhere that he was either released or they parted ways with his contract.
I mean, it makes sense. Like they wouldn't want to associate.
No, he's still a Texan.
He's still a Texan.
He's still a Texan.
Okay, well I guess my source is an idiot.
Who is it, Chris Broussard?
Maybe. But yeah, no. So he's still under contract with the Texans. It's for me. My opinion is, again, I understand the conspiracy theorists out there. Like, it's the Texans, man. They want to conspire against the black quarterback. Like, I get it. It's like so consequential that he asked for a trade, and then all of a sudden, out of thin air, this
23 or 28.
22, 23 women come forward. It does look weird. They're all signed under the same lawyer. They all are going to a civil suit for money. It's one of those situations that it doesn't look good, but you have to tread lightly because it just doesn't look good. It's a civil suit. The first couple women were, I think, filing for money. All of them are under the same lawyer, so already that looks kind of shaky.
Yeah.
But I don't even know because it's a tough one. I don't know if I'm the Texans, even if I'm the NFL, I wouldn't even know what to do because this is because you want to be respectful to the women. If the accusations are true, you want to be sympathetic for the victims, but at the same
Right.
time, you want to kind of be neutral in a sense to where like you're not blackballing Deshaun Watson, and then come to find out it's all fake. The text
Yeah,
messages.
absolutely.
So
Yeah.
the NFL is in a really interesting situation, in a really tight situation, and I don't see them really saying anything about it. I think it's more of a Deshaun. It's like the Texans. That's y'all's problem. We are the NFL. Like we have nothing to do with that. You guys handle that. But yeah, Nike discontinued their contract. Beats dropped their contract with Deshaun Watson.
Well, yeah.
Man,
And I
it's
hate
just
this, but I understand from a business aspect. But before I go in, Donovan, because we know like you guys head out soon, so let's get your thoughts on this before you go.
I think what the NFL should do is do nothing. There's absolutely nothing you can do in any situation that can please both sides. You just wait, let it play out. For Deshaun Watson, I don't know. I heard he was threatening women in DMs and blackmailing and stuff like that. So I'm
I
not
mean,
sure what else he can do.
I don't see nothing wrong going in the DMs, but
But
that's
as opposed
not. He
to,
said, "I'm going to the DMs with him."
it's like forget the middleman. I'm just going to message you directly. Um, for
go
for
straight to
companies
management.
dropping contracts, I think is a bad move. Like we said, we don't know nothing about the stories. I guess they're doing it purely as a the most popular choice. Where, oh, of course, if somebody's accused of sexual assault, let's drop our contract with them and stay far away as possible. But I always hate things like that because there do turn out to be stories where the guy was innocent and this dude just like lost his lifelong contract with a major company. I'm not defending him. Like I said, I have no idea of what's going on or what happened between the two. All I can say is I feel like everybody should step back, let the things play out in court, and go from there.
I agree with that. I agree with that. But before I go any further with that, Donovan, we know you have to head off soon, so you want to plug yourself, your social media, things like that before you go?
Yeah, absolutely. You can find everything that you need to know about me through my social media. Donnie on Instagram. I write poetry, filmmaker, photographer, poet, and now officially a podcaster. But
Yes,
anything
sir.
else, it's up there. It's on my information right there.
For sure, for sure. Now, for those, can you like spell it? Like, how can they like search? How should they search you up on Instagram? Because I know
So
you got
yeah,
but you got like a period between some letters, right?
I get this all the time. They're like, how do you spell your name? So it's D period like Anderson Pack DONNIIE.
Yes, Lord.
Don't you forget the period. That's exactly why I put it after the D. Just like
Because
Anderson Pack, they're gonna respect me.
and no,
Oh,
you should have been here when he told the story like why he does not like to be called Donovan. It
oh
has
my
to do with
God.
Donovan McNabb.
Oh,
Yeah.
He don't want to be associated with it. I mean, I wouldn't want to be associated with a quarterback that puked during the Super Bowl either. So
oh.
Here we go. Y'all just
Hey,
always find a
hey,
way
hey.
to come back and
Eagles
attack
fans.
us.
You
We
know what? Eagles
redeemed
fans are gonna
ourselves.
comment. They're gonna be.
that
Oh
was a nice
man.
little Euro step right there that you gave me.
Yeah.
We redeemed
I need to
ourselves
remind
with
you to
Big
know
Dick
it.
Nick, alright?
Man, but D man, like it was great having you on this episode. Most sure next episode we should have you the whole way through.
Oh,
But
yeah, absolutely.
for sure, bro, for sure, bro. But take care, all right, bro.
Alright, guys, keep it down out there.
All right, man.
Now, now it's time for me to
Then there
be
was
Mr.
you.
Conspiracy Theorist, right?
Bum bum bum. We need a soundboard. We need like the first. What is it? First 48 theme song. Dun 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 dun. Or like.
Oh,
What was it? SVU, Law and Order SVU. That's what it was. We need the soundboard.
Oh yeah, all this is coming. Trust
We
me,
need the soundboard.
guys. Those first of all, before I go ahead, if you're enjoying this episode so far, please like and share and subscribe. Tell everybody about this podcast. Join the Tuck family. We'd love to have you. This will be the first of many shows down the road. This one's related to sports, obviously, but we have many shows related to like whether it's gaming, lifestyle, relationships, movies, whatever you like is all coming down the road. So please like, share, and subscribe if you're enjoying what you see.
Also, also Apple Podcast, write a review. That would get us up there on the boards for sports podcast. Hey, let's be the #1 sports podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like, do what you gotta do. Write a real review. Have your girlfriend write a review. Have your dog write a review. Somebody, all your whole family, get us up there.
Facts. Support black businesses.
Support black businesses.
Yes,
Lord.
Shout out to my late brother Antonio Godfrey, who's no longer with us, for making this possible. We just added to the vision. For sure. Shout out to the Godfreys out there. But yeah, my thoughts on this. I find, well, for one, I do not believe in crucifying someone without having all the facts, right? Because we do this as a society, as I should say, cancel culture. We like to cancel people based off of allegations, and that has always rubbed me the wrong way. Right? Because by the way, for the record, I'm not defending DeShaun Watson or anything like that. I'm just basically speaking from an outside point of view, looking through the glass, right? This is what I see. Now, throughout the course of the season, basically towards the end, DeShaun Watson was very vocal about wanting to leave the team, right? He cited issues with management, all that. And so requested trade. He said, I want out of here. The Houston Texans did not include him in like coaching decisions, none of that, right? And so he was like, you know what? Screw this. I'm out. I want out. I just find it funny how all of a sudden, like towards the end of the season, like soon as, DeShaun voices his displeasure with the franchise, and they've been very adamant saying that they're not gonna let him go, that he basically now, that all these allegations are now coming out in relation to him. And I'm actually glad that, now these women have to like file under their real names, because now you can no longer hide under, this disguise of, just anonymous, right?
Yeah.
So, plus we've seen this happen many a times. It just happened, like, it's not, let's say, sports per se, but like the whole Amber Heard and Johnny Depp situation. How everybody basically condemned Johnny Depp over something that was proven that he did not do, or was not the only participant of. So I truly believe that like we should just trust the process. Like let's not condemn or like convict this man of guilty of something that's haven't been quite proven to be true yet. So
yeah, oh no, go ahead.
Because like we've seen this so many times with black athletes, right? And I don't know, maybe because of like his star power, but Chad Wheeler was caught up in like some domestic issues. Granted, like he's no longer in the league, but that story came and went. Is it because of his race, or is it because of his talent level? My thing is like a person's name or fame should not determine the amount of outrage about a situation. You have to keep that same energy regardless with everyone. Whether it's DeShaun Watson, whether it's Chad Wheeler, whether it's Jason Brown, the former kicker of the New York Giants. Granted, like these are all different circumstances, but like it all adds up. Like abuse against women somehow. So yeah, I definitely feel that we should just like, just let the courts handle it. The NFL should do nothing. I agree with Donovan what he said. The NFL should do nothing, and let's just give it time and see what happens.
Yeah, I think. My final thoughts on the DeShaun Watson thing. You can't. You don't. I understand where these companies are coming from. They have a PR team, a major in public relations in college. I get it. They want to distance themselves. They want to appease the public. But again, I understand not crucifying someone until we know all the facts. You bring up the Tory Lane situation. You bring a lot of situations that has happened in the past couple of years where, like, the court of public opinion gives a verdict before, we have the whole evidence. Tory Lanez did it, by that might add. I'm not saying he didn't do it. He definitely did it. There's evidence that says that. But see, evidence came out to see, okay, yeah, he most likely did it. DeShaun Watson, did he do it? Didn't he do it? I don't know. I really don't. I don't have an answer for that because I don't really know everything. Nobody knows really everything. The only people that know this is DeShaun Watson, those 22 women, and God. Those are the only 3 people right now that know anything, or at least know the truth of really what happened. If he really did it, he'll face the repercussions. If he didn't do it, okay, he'll go play with another team and go ahead. Kobe dealt with it. It took its course. There's the evidence, and he was Kobe. So we really can't do nothing. I really don't have a stance on it. I'm really neutral because I don't know everything to make a logical decision as to yes. If there's pictures, if there's videos, if there's audio of Deshaun Watson saying certain things, doing things, and that's different. Then yes, lock Buddy up. We get it. But I don't know. 20. I mean, one woman. Okay. 2. Okay. There's 22. That raises an eyebrow. Even for it raises an eyebrow for me. 22. Now we gotta really look into this because 22 women just don't come up out of thin air. So I don't know. It's a really touchy situation, and I understand that these companies and these leagues and these teams want to keep the public at bay, but as well, somewhat kind of be there for Deshaun Watson. You don't want to give a verdict too soon, but it's a neutral situation right now, and none of us know virtually anything enough to really have a verdict.
But would you say that there's kind of like a personal bias or like a certain stereotype about the black athlete, or in this instance, the black quarterback? Because we can kind of see, even though it's like a different situation, but Justin Fields, he's about to enter the NFL, and there's been like so many questions about like his ability to read the field, his character, and things like that. So, what do you think in relation to like? Do you think like the black quarterback is racially stereotyped, and if so, is it the fault of the black quarterback per se? Because like for every Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes and Russell Wilson, you got your Jacoby Brissett's, your Tyrod Taylors. So
I mean, okay, thank you for that. Because you got your Tom Brady's, your Aaron Rodgers, you got your Colt McCoys, your AJ McCarrons, you have your Carson Wentz's. I mean, we can play tit for tat all day. Yeah, okay, you have your good elite black quarterbacks, and then you have your subpar mediocre quarterbacks. Same with white quarterbacks. There's a lot of backup quarterbacks that shouldn't have a job. Colin Kaepernick should still have a job right now. But I'm gonna keep it brief. But Justin Fields, I don't know him personally, but my high school we played Justin Fields. I met him a couple times. Cool dude, work ethic is on 10. He went to Georgia, didn't play, went to Ohio State. He's a stud in the draft. He's QB number 2, and it's disrespectful to put Mac Jones and all these other quarterbacks above him because he's showed us.
And Mac Jones only had one season.
I told my friends this. It's the AJ McCarron syndrome. You have a quarterback that goes most likely an Alabama quarterback. White
Alabama or USC.
Alabama or USC quarterback does kind of decent, has a pretty decent year. Now he's number 1 draft pick. But then they go into NFL. Where's AJ McCarron? Where's Colt McCoy? They were amazing in college. Where are they now? I think AJ McCarron's still a backup quarterback somewhere. I've not seen him play.
I forgot what team he's on, honestly.
I think maybe he's on the Bengals. I don't know where he's at. Colt McCoy, I know for a fact, is on the Colts. I think maybe. See, I don't even know for sure. But yeah, it's to keep it brief. There's a stigma that's been around the black QB ever since the NFL was created. That's just because Jim Crow, civil rights movement, the history of black Americans in the country. It's still embedded in the league, and we're seeing it now. You saw it with Lamar Jackson, Heisman winner, Heisman winning quarterback. Well, he went to what, pick 32 or 30? He was low. I don't even think he got picked in the first round. Or did he? It was like the low first round somewhere.
Wait,
that was just
mentioned?
Huh?
What quarterback you talking about?
Lamar Jackson.
No, yeah, because I'm a Ravens fan. He got pick number 32. He's the last pick of the first round.
You telling me the Heisman winning quarterback is the last pick in the draft?
Sam Darnold, who got traded for like a 6th round pick in this year's draft, and a couple of seconds, got drafted ahead of Lamar Jackson. A league MVP.
My point. There's definitely still a racial discrepancy in the NFL when it comes to the black quarterback. And we're seeing it with Justin Fields. The kid's a player. He's a baller. He can pass the ball. I know the stereotypes of Ohio State quarterbacks isn't the best, but Justin Fields to me is different. Seeing the kid play in real life, he played for Harrison High School. I played for River Ridge. Seeing this kid play in real life, just in high school, he was an athlete. He was crazy. He's a crazy athlete. So they need to give Justin Fields his credit that he deserves. Because Mac Jones, to me, is not better than Justin Fields.
I don't think. What's this kid named Trevor Lance? I don't think.
Zach Wilson is not, to me, in my opinion, not better than Justin Fields. Like, we're not gonna sit here and play. Like, Justin Fields gets injured, comes back in, scores a touchdown, but we're questioning his character right now. His will to win for his team. Okay, I guess we did. I guess we all didn't see the same game that I saw.
I just think the narrative just needs to change because, for the most part, the NFL, especially like draft scouts, they look at black quarterbacks as either just like a scrambler or a game manager.
Yeah.
They act like the Lamar Jacksons, the Patrick Mahomes, the Russell Wilsons, the Dak Prescotts of the world. They act like those guys are anomalies. But those guys basically elevated the QB position right now. So basically, when you're looking for a quarterback, you're looking for a QB that's mobile. You're looking for a QB that could throw on the run. Things of that nature. Like,
can you change the game?
Right. But I agree with you, man. I'm not going to spend too much time there. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that's our last segment of this episode. We like to call it the 2-minute drill. The 2-minute drill. So our first topic for the 2-minute drill is this. Now, no. Did you hear about how the NFL is considering altering jersey numbers for the 2021 season? Meaning that guys like Odell Beckham Jr., Alvin Kamara, those type of players could wear single-digit numbers. So skill position players could wear numbers from like number 1.
Can they wear 0?
I don't know about 0.
Because I know the NCAA made. I'm not gonna lie. Number 0 look hard. Watching the college football teams and they wear number 0, that look hard. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but me personally, I'm for it. Like, I'm for it.
Again, I'm for it.
And plus, the NFL, like, it's a sound business move because that's just like more money in their pocket for these jersey sales. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I'm down. I mean, now everything in sports is about style and how things look. You look good, feel good, play good. Deion Sanders. So if OBJ wearing number 1 makes him look good, feel good, and play good, and jersey sell, I don't have a problem with it.
For sure. Now, next up is the Paul Pierce fire from ESPN. Now, we spoke online about this. Do you agree with it or do you disagree with the fire?
Again, it's a PR move. You're dealing with ESPN right now. You think ESPN wants their analysts on Instagram Live with strippers smoking?
I think he was just trying to get fired. He had to.
He was trying to get fired because ain't no way you that dumb to work for ESPN that's under Disney and do that and not get fired and not think you're getting fired. He was trying to get fired.
And plus, he doesn't seem to care. He obviously does not seem to care.
I mean, he's a retired basketball player. Hopefully, he has money in the bank that he saved, but I don't think Paul Pierce is hurting for money.
That's a fact. And also, well, we briefly already mentioned about the WNBA jerseys, but what jersey would you say is like the cleanest?
The newest one, I think it was one of like the fighter jet. It was like the green one.
Pull it up for you guys.
Yeah, I wish I could pull it. I wish I had it, but it was. I think it was a Dallas WNBA affiliate. Their alternate jersey was like a fighter jet, old school green, army green. That to me, that was the cleanest one.
Actually, I'm pulling it up right now. Screen share real quick. You said which jersey? The Dallas Wings?
Yeah, the army green one with like it looks like a fighter jet, like the star in the middle.
Okay. My personal favorite was the Phoenix Mercuries. Like I enjoyed.
Oh, now you have the screen. Okay.
Got the Connecticut Suns here.
Connecticut. Dallas Wings, yeah. That one.
These are hard.
For the people that are listening, the Dallas Wings one is like an old school fighter jet kind of theme, and it looks hard. I'm wearing that in the summertime with my shorts.
Yeah. My favorite was the Phoenix Mercury jersey. Let me see if I could pull those. Oh, actually, the New York Liberty is kind of hard.
Yeah, the New York ones go hard.
Yeah, for sure. Now, these are my favorites.
Yeah. That's hard.
Skylar Diggers, she posted herself wearing these.
He said, yo, we in there, my guy. He said, yo, I'm watching the Phoenix Mercury this time.
Yeah, I always liked the Phoenix Mercury, though. So.
But yeah, no, I think the WNBA with that's going in the right direction. Because I can see myself wearing that jersey on the beach somewhere. So the WNBA is going in the right direction.
Okay. And the last time on the 2-minute drill, are you familiar with the Hubert Davis situation?
Hubert Davis? No, I'm not.
He just got hired as the head coach at the University of North Carolina.
North Carolina, yeah.
He said, "I'm proud of the fact that my wife is white."
See, it's times like these where the Boondocks would be the perfect show right now. Because why does that matter? Why do we care? Why do we care? You're head coach at a college basketball team. Why do we care that your wife is white?
I mean, he is in the Bible Belt. He is in the Bible Belt, so who knows? Maybe he has to appeal to some people. You know what I'm saying?
So you did he shuck and jive to get the job?
Who knows? But me personally, I'm a firm believer that you should not strictly marry a person based off the color of their skin.
Yeah,
and that's all about their character, right?
Yeah.
So
how they make you feel.
Yeah. So to me, like the fact that he mentioned that is like you kind of like all the world go see your wife is now the white wife.
White wife.
You know, so you kind of did your wife a disservice. That was my only issue with that. You know.
Yeah, he did himself dirty. Like I'm thinking, okay, UNC, they got a black head coach. Hearing that, now I want them to lose. I don't
actually. I'm lying. That's not my only issue with that. Another issue that I have with it is the fact that like how that might come across a black woman.
Yeah, black women.
Like you're trying to like you make it look like the white woman is the prize. You know, you feel like you made it after you got the white woman. So maybe that's not what he meant, but he didn't do himself any favors. You know.
Nah, that's peak coon behavior if I've ever heard it. So
facts. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, this basically concludes this week's the inaugural episode, the season premiere of the Outta Bounds podcast. But before we go, I'm gonna allow Noah to plug himself, his IG, everything else that he has going on.
I barely go on Instagram nowadays, but I do for photography reasons. Writer, photographer, about to be a PR consultant. I don't know, but you can find me at IG on all my social platforms. Just Noah Austin. You know, that's it. I keep it simple, keep it sleek, keep it modern, So yeah, Dino Austin, that's it. So
Thanks. And you guys, I don't really post that much. I mostly post on the True Agriculture IG page, but guys can find me at Liddell D Fashionista on IG.
fashionista.
Fashionista. That's like the only place that you gonna find. I don't have Twitter and all that other stuff, but yeah, for sure. But and also, lastly, before we get out of here, please be sure to also follow us on IG at True Agriculture, Facebook True Agriculture, and subscribe to this YouTube channel, the Tuck Podcast Network. Guys, so please, if you enjoyed this week's episode, please let us know by with a like, share this video, and subscribe to this channel. Let everybody know that you're rocking with the Tuck fam. We're greatly appreciated. And on that note, we're
We out.
signing off. Peace.
OVO. Shout out to Drake.